It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
I'm not a scientist. I'm not an expert in footballs. I'm not an expert in football measurements.
I don't want anyone rubbing them, putting in the air in them, taking the air out. To me, those balls are perfect, and that's what I expect when I show up.
I can't turn over football. It's so goddamn hard about holding on to it.
Introducing Mike Cash Collins and Scott Stagg Simpson as the Fantasy Millionaires.
Here we go. Broadcasting live from the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. The Fantasy Millionaires are in your ears. Wishing everyone a happy Memorial Day 2021. America. I am Michael Cash Collins. He is Scott Stagg Simpson. Scott Stacks, happy Memorial Day. How was your holiday today?
I got to say, happy Memorial Day to you, my friend. And overall, it was not a terrible day. I could think of other ways I would like to spend it, but I spent it with the family, loving all my girls, going to get ice cream with grandma, going to the pool, things like that, things that necessarily I don't find a lot of enjoyment in, but my family does. And so I was able to have a great time, be with them. And that's always important, is loving on the family, loving on the kids. So more of a day about others, but I'm excited to chop it up with you, man. I always love to talk to my best friend who, if folks who don't know the show, then Mike and I have been best friends for about 24 years, and we like to talk. That's one of our things that we love to do all the time is on the phone by ourselves without you guys. We talk. So it's just natural for us to get together and do this. It's cool to be able to see you and do it, and for everyone else to kind of join in and be a part of it. So welcome, everybody. I'm so excited. How was your Memorial Day weekend, good sir?
Yeah. We're a couple of chatty Cathys. It was the pool was cold. That's how it was. I don't know if you went in the water. We made it over to the pool. I got in, and it was like an ice bath in there. It was just excruciating. I did the slow. I didn't do I knew it was too cold. I was like, I'm not doing the man jump, where you just suck it up and just feel the cold water on you. I just eased my way in for about 5 minutes. It took me at least 5 to 10. The entire time my son was just like, come on, daddy, come on, I want to go out there. I was like, you gotta wait. I gotta keep slowly submerging, just inch by inch by inch. And then you have to you get to the waist, and then you just go a little bit, and then it's like, all right, you got to get the shoulders under, and then you dive under, and then you just got to keep the shoulders under, and you just got to do that for like a minute, and then it feels good. But it was cold. It still was cold.
Yeah, I noticed something today. I'm not saying it's a rookie mistake, but I'll say it's indicative of the age of your children, because when my kids were little, they were the same way. Like, you got to get in with them. They're dependent on you for the experience. I took my kids to the pool today. It was awesome. It was like my favorite. I took a video of them jumping in the water and then going, oh my God, it's so cold. Oh my God, it's so cold. Oh my God, it's so cold. And I was on the side. I had my sweatshirt on. I was chilling. I wasn't worrying about anything. I didn't have my bathing suit on. My wife said, you getting in? I laughed. I said, I'm not getting in. Are you kidding me? I asked the lifeguard how much I could pay her to get in. She said $20. I said, you'd have to give me $5,000 right now to get my ass in the water. It was so cold. You said earlier, kind of manning up and getting in. I'm going to have to change that. I agree. Well, we've used man up before, or whatever. I'm going to say woman up, because my wife jumped right in that pool, and it's cold, but she just crushed it. She swam in, she dove in headfirst into the deep end, which is the coldest part, swam out, started doing a little bit of exercise. Shout out Rose, my wife. She's an amazing woman. She was with the girls in the pool for an hour or so until it got a little windy and cold, and then they did come out. I went home, and your boy went home. I wasn't going to mess with any of that. I've done that so many times. I've been freezing. Here's what happens when I do that, Mike. two things. One, when I do all in, which Rose does, which I go under the water, my insides seize and I start to have like a panic attack, not an involuntary one. It would happen every year when I first got in the water. I'm not controlling it. My body just like, I can't do anything. I start like kind of convulsing. It's gross. It's not good. Or second, doing what you do, I get in and it's so cold. My nipples could literally cut diamonds. It's so freaking cold. And I can't, each little wave of the pool is like a 1,000 cuts to my death. And I'm just like, the whole time. So I'm foregoing any of that. And here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to get in the pool until we've had a string of 80s for like 3 or 4 days in a row. And it's mid-June. That's when your boy Scotty Stacks Fat Ass Simpson is getting his ass in the pool. I'm just too cold. I'm too fat now. It does not make me warm. It makes me cold. That's my stance on it.
Yeah, it was a horrible last few days to open up the pool. It was literally 50 degrees in Maryland a couple days ago, and it was 50 the last few days. And then today it was like, I don't know, 74. So the water was just freezing. I wonder what the temp was, because it probably still wasn't that cold. And the people who do ice baths and stuff like that are just like laughing at us right now.
Every pro athlete ever who gets in an ice bath is just mocking us. I think the difference, though, is let's say when you're in an ice bath, which is very hard to do. I've never done before. I've seen people do it.
I haven't either.
Is that you're doing it for a reason of trying to get your body healthy. It's a pain gain type situation. The pool is supposed to be fun. The pool is supposed to be, it's beautiful out. You jump in the pool, you have fun. You were hot, now you're cold, and you feel better. Not freezing cold though. And so today it was, you were comfortable, you were enjoying outside, then you went into a freeze. And then you got back out and you were cold. So I just, it's not, May is not when I get in the pool. It just doesn't work unless you're like Bo. Bo says, he has that 86 degree pool going. I mean, dude, that actually sounds kind of warm, Bo. No offense, but how many times you peed in that pool? 86 degrees? That's hot. That's like hot Atlanta, man. That's so hot. I want my pool at like 70 degrees. That's what I'll take my pool at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. The ice bath thing is, it's supposed to be really good for you, though. Your body responds and makes these things called cold shock proteins if you jump in an ice bath. So that's one of the reasons why athletes do it, because it reduces inflammation. And it's I don't have money to go load up an ice bath and jump in that every day. So I've never done it. I've never done the polar bear plunge. Today was probably one of the coldest. I mean, I've probably jumped in colder water, but it was I was feeling it.
I say it's a tidbit nipply is what
it was. It was nipply out. It was.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you did that. You went out in the pool with your son and got to swim around. It's a rite of passage, and you said it. The pool does not want to open when it's 50 degrees, so our pool did not. It did not open on Saturday. It did not open on Sunday. It just said we're not open. We're not going to deal with this garbage. See you on Monday. And we thought we would have to beat the throngs because our pool did a limited open last year. Now kind of everything is opening up. I don't know how where you're at in Frederick up there in Maryland, but here in Montgomery County is kind of loosened restrictions. You don't have to wear masks if you don't want to. We're wearing them.
Yeah, I told you I was like a week ahead of you. It was you guys. I was like bragging last podcast about it, and I think Montgomery County opened up this weekend. So masks are optional. Now.
And so at the pool, you're open air anyway, so it's kind of not that big of a deal. You're not getting close to people and hugging them in the pool who you don't know. So I mean, it was fine. And I was excited to kind of just get back to normal and get up there and expecting a big line of people. Nothing. It was just us. We were first in. Well, I'm not gonna say that. My neighbor Jerry was first in with his cooler. He doesn't get in the pool. He just goes up there, takes his shirt off. He's like 60. He brings his beer, and then he just drinks beer in a little secret way to do it. He does it up there and just chills up there at the pool. So shout out to Jerry enjoying
living his
himself.
best life.
Living his
Yeah.
best life, you know, and that's what he's got to do to get by. Good for you, Jerry. You know, good for you.
So you didn't do any barbecuing or anything like that? No.
No, honestly, I wrote an article. I haven't announced this yet, but I'll make it public. I am getting brought on to the Sports Gambling Network as a DFS writer. And so I tucked in today on an article about rookie running backs and kind of when they break out, how they break out, what the conditions are for them to be able to be viable when it comes to redraft. And so I looked at Najee Harris and I looked at Javonte Williams. I kind of have a little bit of a profile written up about them, Travis Etienne as well. So I'm just going to do this for the top 10 running backs that were drafted. There was only 4 that were in the first 3 rounds. And this is what the data really said when I looked at it. And that was that the majority of the value that you're going to find in running backs is going to be for the first round, second round picks, you know, more so than first than anything else. Obviously you're drafting Saquon, you're drafting Zeke there. There's the teams need running backs, are drafting them and they're giving them the bell cow roles. And that's what you expect from rookie running backs that are in these situations. And so Najee Harris, he fits perfectly into this type of model because there's no other competition for him. He's going to be the every down back. He's going to get almost all of the carries. I bet you he gets around 70% of the carries in the backfield. So yeah, just doing things like that, going back and kind of helping myself to understand it, helping everybody else. So that article is going to come out in a little bit. I'll let you guys know. So I was doing that. That's what I did today. I was working on that.
I'm fading Zeke, by the way, this year.
Fade. Don't tell Bo Mc time.
I'm fading my man. I am. I think I would take Najee Harris over Zeke Elliott. I mean, we have to sit down and get our PDF ready, so we'll see how it shakes out. But I know he's still going in the first round, and he's probably not making my first round. So
wow, that's a bombshell right now. Because honestly, most people, the consensus is in the industry and then in the fandom and the kind of the hubs that we roll in is that he's bouncing back this year and he's got great value because last year he was a top 5 pick and he was overvalued and now he's in the end of the first round or 9, 10.
Yeah, that's where he's going now. About like between depending on who you're drafting with, but he's going between 7 and 10. That's what he seems like. And I'm not saying he's going to have a horrible year. I just
you're out there.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm very big on Najee Harris too. So I think he's just going to go right in and be a bell cow, man. So
yeah. Well, I have Najee Harris projected for around his floor being around 235, 240 points, and that is getting around 900 to 1,000 yards rushing, about 400 yards receiving, and about 10 touchdowns. So it's not even some huge number. But if he does even better than that, he could be pushing 275, 280. And only 3 running backs in the last 6 years have gotten above that. You're talking Saquon, Zeke, and Alvin Kamara. Those are the 3 that have broken the 300-point barrier. So I don't think he gets into that 300 points. It's a big deal to get in general, not even rookies, just in general. But yeah, I think there's potential there. And so he right now, Najee Harris, he is RB12, RB13. And I'm not going to take Zeke this year. I'm kind of fading Zeke. I just don't want him. His fumbleitis last year, man, really soured me on Zeke.
And then you have Tony Pollard just emerging as a very viable option in that backfield, and that has never been the case before with him. So there's never been somebody just kind of waiting in the wings that is potentially a bigger playmaker at times. So that's where my head's at right now. I've got to sit down and think about everything. But we've been doing best ball, and I have 0 shares of Zeke now.
Me too. I've got 0.
And I have lots of Tony Pollard. So
Bo does too, by the way. This is what's so funny. Bo is here. He talks a mean love for Zeke on the message boards. But that dude has got more Tony Pollard than you can shake a stick at. That's full of Tony Pollards. That guy is just Tony Pollard out the ass. And so I love that. But I think what that really says is He loves the offense. Bo loves the offense and the potential, but he doesn't really love Zeke. Just putting it out there. Just I'm just saying. I like Tony Pollard too, and I would rather have Najee Harris at the value and the position he's at, because at the 1.5, 1.8, I don't want Zeke. At the 205, the 207, anywhere in the second round, give me Najee Harris. Anywhere in the second round, I will take him. Actually, I'd rather have Austin Eckler in the second round. If I can get Austin Eckler in the second round, I'm going to splooge, because that is just I drafted.
You can get him in the second round. That's where he's going.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was in an industry draft. I am still in one right now, and guess who's holding it up? Dennis Carter the 13th. He makes another appearance on the show. Yeah, he's holding his own draft up. I don't know what he's doing. But anyway, I went. I'm the 12th pick. You know how I love the ends. I'm the 12th pick. I went Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler. Oh my gosh!
I did that in a draft with you. Got Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler.
It was very exciting. Sigmund Bloom, who drafted in the 11th spot, tweeted me, and he just said, "It hurt me. It hurt me when you took those two players." And so I love that. Like, it made me, really excited about them anyway, because my process has led me to think that Nick Chubb is a top 5 back. Speaking of top 5 backs, from my man over there, Bowman Big Time, I think Nick Chubb is a top 5 back. And then I also think that Austin Eckler is a top 5 back this year. So I'm through the moon if I can get both those guys at the back end of a draft. And yeah, you did do that to me in best ball, you son of a gun. What do you think about Nick Chubb this year? What's your leaning on him?
High on Chubby. I'm chubbed up for Chubb. Lots of Chubb. Give me Chubb. Chubb is ridiculous. He's a ridiculous athlete. There's no reason why he's not gonna have just big touchdowns, 40-yard runs this year. He's impossible to bring down. He's so fast. So I'm all about Chubb in the first round for sure. So, but you got Kareem Hunt on that team too, so that's always something you have to think about. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. We're gonna have to start getting this stuff together as we get our Fantasy Millionaires, PDF that we're gonna be pumping in a about a month and a half.
Baby.
We got like 6 weeks to start really honing this stuff down and figuring out where we're going to put these guys.
I've been honing it down in best ball drafts on Underdog. Shout out Underdog. And by the way, if you guys don't know, you can find me in the mean streets of Underdog. You can find Mike in the mean streets of Underdog. You can find us all. We are Underdogged up. We are part of the Underdog crew. We love Underdog. We rep Underdog. We play Underdog. We're in Underdog all the time. And I'm proud to announce that Underdog Fantasy now follows your boy. I have earned that right. Thank you, Underdog, for the follow. I appreciate it. They don't follow many. They only follow 283. It's not as coveted as that Andy Holloway follow, which, oh my gosh. I mean, when I die, it's going to have all the things I did in life. And at the end, it's going to say followed by Andy Holloway. And then whatever year he followed me until whenever he stops, he followed me this amount of time. And so, besides that,
get canceled. Don't get canceled out on them Twitter streets. Watch yourself.
I am seeking to build and to build community and spread the love, and no canceling. I'm not going to be canceling anyone, or hopefully no one will be canceling me.
Don't get put in Twitter jail either. You could get put in Twitter jail.
Well, you know what? Speaking of that, that happened to our girl, Steffi Smalls. We didn't talk about it. It happened last week. She just got out of her Twitter jail. She was in there for a week because of a troll. And the troll kind of attacked her account. A bunch of people reported her account, and then Twitter suspended her for a week. It really bothers me, and I talked about this to you privately, but it really bothers me because there was nothing that was warranted. There was no furious exchange of anger. There was just somebody who doesn't like somebody else trolling them and then getting them suspended. And so I hope no one does that for me. I hope no one hates me. I don't hate anybody. I don't have a lot of fans either, people just love me for my body, honestly. And folks, there's no repeat performance of last year. My wife told me no more. Her anniversary present is for her only this year. So hopefully that kind of.
You're not going to do naked bed pics this year?
No, none of that. No, that was
not going to happen.
No, that was good. I enjoyed that. That was, but
You got a lot of buzz in the Twitter streets off that, though.
Yeah. It did. Well, here's the only issue I had with it, honestly, is that
I mean, you might get a retweet from Ralph Macchio, so we might. I mean, when's the anniversary of that? That's your wife's anniversary. I'll figure it out. It might be going around.
I know it.
Ralph Macchio might do his twice a month tweet. That might be one, his retweet.
This is the thing. I'm sure
I do 5 retweets a year. That's a guaranteed retweet.
I think a lot of people are waiting to put that out and to shame me, because that's the thing I was going to say. I shame myself. Obviously, it's fine. Every once in a while, what will happen is I'll have a take, and somebody will just respond with a picture of me with my shirt off. And there's nothing I can say to that. Like, I just,
whenever you start getting opinionated, somebody throws that at you. Yeah.
Whenever anybody's
Good
like,
move.
This guy's talking a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Let's remind people of who he.
Hey, simmer down, homeboy. Simmer.
Hey, look at who this guy is over here. This guy used to take his shirt off for money. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's embarrassing a little bit, but I did it to myself. So I'm just not trying to perpetuate the embarrassment either. I'll have something new for my wife this year for our anniversary. And this time it will not be for everybody on Twitter.
I thought Rose liked it last year, though. I thought it was like, she liked seeing all the buzz, and I thought she was proud of you a little bit. You just unabashedly put yourself out there. Ryan Fitzpatrick, George Costanza mixed together.
I did. I think the only issue I had is work related, because for me, if I was just this, I wouldn't care, And so I part of me is just like, as the artist, I'm like, this is perfect. I love this with all of my soul. I smoke a cigarette to this. It is perfect. And then like the teacher side of me is like,
I know.
I don't know, but it really is iconic when it comes to kind of who I am. That is part of who I am. Like I am
it's so annoying having to worry about your freaking day job when you can just make beautiful Twitter music out there and just do your thing. It really is. It's annoying, and teachers especially, because you guys aren't even allowed to have Facebook. It's like policy because of all the weird parents that will hunt you down and go after you, right? Is that still the rule?
So here's the thing, that they it's not the rule, but it is encouraged that you do not do it, because just in general, parents and community members will get a hold of you, and then they will try to engage with you, and then there's that line between teacher, parent, community member, individual, and they all get blurred. And so I've just kind of stayed away.
And Facebook is totally different. It really is. I mean, the Disney of social media, whereas like Twitter, it's like, that's what you get if you're on Twitter. You deserve it. You're out there slumming in Twitterland, you're going to get that kind of stuff going on your feed. Like, you deserve it. Like, the parents, you can't say anything. Like, you're on Twitter anyway. It's almost like being on the dark web. I mean, what are you doing over there?
Well, this picture is on the dark web for sure. So,
yeah.
It was a crazy time last year for my anniversary.
On someone's passport.
Right, there's some guy who has this as his screen.
Some Yugoslavian dude.
Right.
You just cut out your head.
Just that is him right there, of course.
Yeah.
With the tilted picture in the background. No, it's true. It's true. And you know what? The thing about it is, it's all for fun. It's all just, it's for the fans. It is for the people. It's not it's not meant to disparage anybody but myself. And I gotta say something too, honestly. Lately, I've noticed, and I say this real respectfully because I love people. I've noticed that sometimes when I make jokes, people don't like them always, which is fine. That's cool. I understand. People don't have to like my jokes, and that's how jokes work. They hit or miss. But I will say, I don't think that anybody should read too much into my jokes, because I think what happens.
You're about to get canceled, bro. You better watch yourself. You better watch yourself right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm skirting the line of being canceled. Here's the whole thing about it: is that it's okay to not like a joke. It's okay to push back against a joke. I think the question is when you judge somebody off of a joke, because you're limiting yourself if you judge somebody off of one joke or two jokes. I make jokes all day long, and I make fun of myself. I make fun of random strangers I've never met. I make fun of people I know. I got a whopper of a video from the Beautiful People's crew of your boy Joe Wethge just dancing like a maniac. I can't wait to put that online. I can't wait to make fun. It's so funny. It's hilarious, you know? So, but it's not intended to either harm him or anybody else or make fun of him to a point where I'm degrading or making myself above him or it's just funny. It makes me laugh. I looked at it, and when I watched it, I went, that's funny. I like this. I'm going to share this with other people. So I just want everyone to know me. The guy who would take his own clothes off and pose for pictures by himself, by the way. I screen recorded this. This is a video that I took. So there's a 5-minute video of me on my bed making inappropriate poses somewhere on my phone. So if I ever get hacked and deleted, you'll know what happens if that gets put out there. So I just want everyone to know, you can judge me. You can. I don't care. But I just don't like it personally because you're limiting yourself when you judge me. It's like picking one stray beard hair off of my face and going, I don't like his beard, because that one hair that sticks out when you got 10,000 or 20,000 or a million just are crushing it. So that's all. That's all my thought. I'm not trying to get canceled. I'm not trying to cancel anybody or be of anybody in particular. I would just say when we're on Twitter, the goal of Twitter for me is never judging anybody personally because I don't know enough information. It's really to build community and to grow with people and to love other people. And if there's something that is, wildly inappropriate, we can obviously go, that's not right. We can see things that are wildly inappropriate. But I just think
I love what you're saying. I really do. But at the same time, I want to put you in Twitter jail. I wish that would be if somebody. I want to cancel you for 2 weeks.
My wife would love that if I got canceled for 2 weeks. Oh my
God. What would you do? Oh my gosh. You'd start going on TikTok. That's what you do. You just be over on TikTok, just blowing it up. Over there. Okay, I gotta get this George Costanza picture out here so I can build up my TikTok followers. Yeah.
Here's what the truth is. I run multiple social media accounts. So even, when Steffi Smalls got banned for a week or Twitter jail for a week, she created a new account called Burner Smalls, whatever it was. And she was had a little semi account, the remnant we're behind. I don't need to do that. I've got like 5 other accounts.
You've got the Washington Beer Snake. You can always just hop over there and start.
I don't even use it anymore. I can use Chalk Blocked. I can use the FF Hot Stove. I can use the Fantasy Millionaires. I've got a plethora. I could use Worldwide Sports Radio Network. My voice will never be silenced until I'm in the grave.
I don't want you to get canceled because if I ever tweet, then you're the only way anyone's ever going to see my tweet. I need the retweet. Like if I don't get your retweet, I'm going to get like 7 impressions. So
you need that retweet drip.
No, but I did love it back in the day when you were, moving back and forth between like the Beer Snake one. Because I'd get like a Scott Simpson heart, and then you'd go over and you'd heart it from the Beer Snake.
I know.
That's love, homie. That's love.
I'll be honest with you. I've transitioned into promoting and pushing all of the content that I'm making for us, Underdog, stuff for Bo, through all of my accounts. And so I'm consistently jumping back and forth between accounts, doing that same thing, and just letting people see it. Because here's my thought about Twitter. I know people are very judgmental about what you do on Twitter and how your feed and all kinds of. Here's my thought about my feed on Twitter. I'm just trying to share as much information as I can. So I'll retweet my own tweets again, like I'll tweet something and then later I'll just go back and retweet it. And people be like, why are you retweeting your own stuff? Yeah, I need more attention. Yeah, you do. Every single every single tweet's for attention. Why? No one tweets for nothing. No one tweets. No one goes, I hope nobody effing.
We're all trying to go viral, man. Come on, let's just be honest about it.
And here's the thing, too, and this is my main point. I'm not assuming that you, the content consumer, are online 24/7 and you're seeing every tweet that I tweet and you're just memorizing my feed, and you're scrolling, and you pass it, and then you see it twice, and you're like, God damn it, I saw the same tweet twice. Like, listen, you aren't online all the time. No one is online all the time. And so I might tweet something once and then you don't see it. And then 6 hours later, I give it a retweet and you happen to see it then. So it's about content exposure. It's not about, being an attention whore or any of those things. So I think all the judgments on Twitter and how people do Twitter and your account, my account, and you do this and you retweet, it's gross. It's really, really gross. I don't tell anybody how to manage their Twitter account. I would never tell anybody how to manage their Twitter account. I encourage people how to expose, and increase their exposure on Twitter, but I'm not going to mandate anyone. That's like middle school stuff, man. Like really is immature behavior. It's 20 somethings. Let me just tell you the truth. 40-year-olds, 50-year-old.
Man, you are about to get canceled again. Here we go.
I know.
Here we go.
I'll tell you why. Because when you're in your 20s, I was in my 20s, you are not self-aware yet.
Don't mess with Generation Z, bro.
I know they're going to come get me. You're not self-aware yet. You're working on it.
Oh boy.
When you get 40, the world has.
They are going to light you and your nipples up all over the internet.
They are. They deservedly so. When you get in your 40s, the world has lit you up already. You become self-aware because the world has told you who you are, and you understand a little bit more about yourself because the things you've tried to be, you didn't succeed, or you did. For example, I'm not an NFL football player right now. I can tell. I'm 42. I'm not out there still naive going, I can do it. I understand that. When you're 20, you think you can do anything. I know. I was 20. I thought I could do anything. And that's great. And I love that about being 20. And if they're going to cancel me because they can do anything, and canceling me is one thing that they want to do now because I told them that they could do it, go, please. My wife would love it. My wife wants me to be canceled. So, yeah. I'm sorry. I do digress. I do love 20-somethings, by the way. I love everybody. I'm just going to tell you, though, when you're 20, you don't have the same level of understanding of life as you do when you're 40 or when you're 60, when you're 80. It just changes. It's a perspective thing. And I respect 23-year-olds' perspectives. They're great, but I can still laugh at them and still think they're cute. That's okay. I can do that because I've thought 23-year-old thoughts too. And some of those thoughts are hilarious. Like, for example, when we were 23, I thought we could go to Atlantic City dressed in suits and just like show up and be treated like ballers. And people be like, oh, yes, of course there's a room for you, sir. Oh, well, of course. Yes, we'll put you right in. We were like 7 miles down the street at a Ramada Inn. I was sleeping next to an air conditioner on the floor. So, you know what? 23-year-old Scott, 42-year-old Scott just knows a lot more than him. And he can laugh at 23-year-old Scott without.
I probably helped make you think that way because I saw it in the movie Swingers. So
yeah, right. Well, that's you're 20.
You didn't even originate that thought, and neither did I. I transmitted that to you because of the movie Swingers.
Well, you know what? That's what you do when you're 20. You watch movies and you go, I
Right.
can do that. I can do that.
You're just trying to emulate. That's right.
And so I'm just in my 40s, like I mentioned, and I don't care what the movies do. I'm just trying to make sure I can get up in the morning and go to bed at night. I can't fall asleep and I can't wake up. So there you go.
You know what's funny too? I apologize to you for transmitting that horrible notion that you're going to get comps and stuff because even in the movie Swingers,
they don't get comps.
No, they show you how stupid they are. But I still thought it was a good idea. It's like, we gotta wear suits. We gotta look good.
Oh man, well, my favorite part about that was the only thing that wearing a suit did was make me a mark to get robbed. And when we went out that night, I was the prime juicy rib of robbery, and they came at me. I ran away in my suit. I got away. I had nothing. I had the suit. They would have ripped the suit off and been like, "Give me your money." I'd be like, the suit, I spent it on the suit, so it wouldn't have been.
I am never ever going back to Atlantic City. You can mark that down.
Me neither. That is an asshole.
Yeah, dude, if hell is gonna come out of anywhere in this earth, like if it just comes up through the ground, it's gonna start there. Like that's where it's gonna happen.
Oh hell yeah. It is the hellscape on earth, and it's not because of the residents who live there. It's because of the people who've used the residents who've lived there, and it makes me
the
sad
place is
when we
just
go
falling apart. It's just
That's
it's
terrible.
dilapidated. Oh, I mean, that has to be one of the worst places to be in America, especially post COVID, with everything that's happened to the gaming and casino industry. It was already going completely downhill. I mean, Maryland's got every place is just going to have their own casinos, and that was the whole thing about Atlantic City. It was the East Coast Vegas. I mean, when we were younger, it was like the coolest thing to go to. I mean, we live about 4 hours. We would drive we would leave and go to Atlantic City and then come back in the same day because it was so fun. It was such an adventure.
We would leave around like 4:00 at night or 4:00 in the afternoon, get down there around 8:00 at night, gamble till like 1 or 2, and then just slingshot at home. I remember one time we were coming home and there was 3 minivans, and I played this game with these 3 minivans for like, I don't know, 100 miles on 95, and it was don't be the first, don't be the last. And I just was weaving in and out with these minivans, and we were going 115 miles an hour the whole way. The whole way. Like, it was insane. You found yourself a posse. They couldn't get me because I was in the middle. And if they came for the first person, I was going to see it. And if they were behind me, they would pull the last guy over. It was perfect. But yeah, we would do that.
No, whenever you're on a road trip, you get so excited to find a speeder, and then you become like a crew.
Yeah,
and
sometimes
you're in the lead. So if the speeder recognizes you as part of the crew, sometimes you're the lead car. But hopefully you just have a really crazy speeder and you can just trail them the whole way.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing when a police officer flies by you. As soon as a police officer flies by, I mean, I check to see there's not another one because you don't want to pull out in front of a police officer. But when there's just a single cop and he flies by going, whew, I'm going to go right after him. He's opening a way for you to go, and he's not going to pull you over. So normally I just, I'll go a little slower than him because I don't want him to draw attention to him. But also, I'm not going to go 120 miles an hour on the highway. But you just go 85. You're going 75 now. You're going 85. No one knows the difference. Yeah, it's just little life hacks from Scotty Stack Simpson here on the road motorways.
Yeah. I will say, I get a little nervous no matter what if there's a police officer around. I'm not going to do anything.
Now who's going to get us canceled? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I think cops. I look at them when I'm on the road. It's like you're on the plains of Africa and you're seeing like a lion. You're just ooh.
But when the lion is feasting on some other gazelle.
No, I get it. I'm just I just don't. When I see the lion, I'm just like I want to go find another hill, I want to get away. So
I do agree. I'm normally I'm not going to be doing that all the time. I would say this, it is indicative of the police to look for opportunities to pull you over. It behooves them to get you. You know what I mean? Kind of how the system works. So there's always they could always say, check out the guy behind me. He's going 110. Can you follow up, officer? Can you get him? So yeah, they could always get you. Yeah, I'm just saying. Normally, if you're on a road and a police officer goes down it, you kind of have that right away. I come almost like, whew, there it was. Like it's like watching a bully beat up somebody else. You're like, sorry, Ronald, but I'm not getting beat up by the bully. And so then I just kind of get out of there as fast as I can. So, but it's not any type of taunting. I never want to. Whenever police officers are near me, I want to be invisible. I just want to blend in and not have them notice me because you just never know. You just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've gotten a ticket. I'm doing, knock on desk here. I think it's been 6 years. So trying to keep that thing going.
I think it's been something similar for me too. And the last time I got pulled over, it might have been longer. I was going to a wedding, so I was in a suit, and my wife's all dressed up. And I sped up to hit a light so I wouldn't miss the light, and I ended up going 55 and a 40. And I got pulled over. Officer came over, and she saw we were in a wedding, and she said, "Okay, let me get you out of here real fast. Here's ticket, boom, boom. And we were done the exchange in, I would say, about a minute and a half. It was crazy.
How fast were you going over the speed limit?
15 over the speed limit.
That's so annoying, dude.
Yeah.
So freaking annoying, man. 15. It's just
It's a gas pedal push.
on, man.
Think about it. 15 is one push of your pedal. It's like you're driving and then you push down.
Right. Because we're all supposed to go 9 over. I mean, you're bothering, like, police officers want you to go 9 over. So it's frustrating when you go 9 over and like you're hitting a hill and there's a guy, he's going a little bit, you're trying to make it around the lane and then boom, or the worst. Dude, your road, I hate your road. I hate. Is
it the 3 speed cameras on? Is
that it?
Yeah, that's just 3.
Okay. So there's only 3, and then it goes from 35 to 45 to 55 to 35 to 45. It's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
And you if you aren't, and then you have people like you who do it every day. And they're getting mad at somebody like me who's just butt nervous driving around there, and now I'm not like up to the I'm not up to the 45 mile an hour speed limit. We've crossed into that zone, and I don't know. I don't know where this happened yet.
You're scared to not get a ticket from the speed.
Yeah, that whole road. I'm like 34. I set the cruise control at like 34 miles an hour till I see a sign, and then I'm like, okay, I can go faster. Know.
I counted. It's actually 4. Sorry.
Right.
And if there's the one down by the church, it's 5. So there's actually 5 speed cameras on 124, which is by my house.
Do they move them? The worst is when they move them.
They do move.
They move them.
They move.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I'll put them on either side of the road. It's really not nice. And the whole, your government isn't really meant to prey on people. Now it's government with big industry because, these companies are pairing with the government, and then they're making money. So it's not like the government is just making money. The private industry is making money, and the government's making money off of you. And it's
cops hate them too. Those things. Do you like? I saw this stat one time, or it was an article about how cops, they're some of the people that get the most of the speed cam tickets, and they end up having to pay them too. They're like, come on, man, we're cops. What are you doing? They're like, got pay.
Really? See, this is ridiculous. If you're a police officer, honestly, I'm not saying you should have impunity because I don't want to get canceled. But I will say this. If you're driving, you should not have to worry about speed camera tickets. Like that's just you shouldn't have to worry about it. There should be a GPS monitor in your vehicle that the police can look at and go, hey, Carl, you were going 75 in a 25. What were you doing? And this is the thing too about police officers. I know this thing in DC where police officers have to go to court. They get ticketed too. There is the machine is out. The municipal machine to make money is out for everyone. It doesn't care if you're the police. You could be the police. You're just part of that machine to make money for the government and for apparently big industry here in Maryland. Every state doesn't have them. Virginia doesn't have speed cameras, which is really nice. But they do have these signs that say your speed is being monitored by aircraft, and I just think, imagine
what is that?
Basically what it is, and what I've heard is that they don't, but they can triangulate your speed using different waypoints on the road and some of the military equipment that they have. But you know how much money you are wasting?
Yeah, what are you doing?
It's a sign that says your speed is being monitored by an aircraft. Okay, aliens much? Like, what are you talking about? There's a plane flying. I got to worry about them. How fast am I going? I don't know. Is a plane following you? Yeah. Right. Yes. Right. I'm going too fast. And Virginia will lock your ass up. They'll put you in jail for speeding too.
Yeah. No, cue the Goodfellas helicopter music song where it's like dun, 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 oh, and he's like looking up like that's crazy, right?
Oh my gosh. I got pulled over in Virginia one time and I was going 20 over, which is in jail. You go to jail in Virginia for going 20 over. I was with my family on the way to the beach. And it was 3 years ago, going to the Outer Banks. I get pulled over. It's about a 55-year-old white guy, older, white male. I get out, and he's like, he didn't know what I was like. What were you going so fast for? I said, I'm getting to the beach, man. You know, it's I'm with my family. He's like, well, why are you speeding? I said, the car was going, so I went around. I believe in fully passing somebody when I pass them to make it as the safe as possible. I don't like drive next to somebody for like a half a mile. You're inching by them. Listen, yeah. I'm a bit of a road enthusiast. Here's how you drive on the road. You drive to be alone. You drive so there's no one around you. You don't drive up someone's butt. The only goal of doing that is so that they'll get off out of the way so you can go around them so you can be by yourself, right? That's the whole goal of driving, is to be alone and by yourself. And Mike knows that. I do have a
I agree with that philosophy. I agree with that philosophy. But you're safest if you're alone.
Yeah, you're safest if you're alone. So anyway, I lost my train of thought because I'm getting all hyped up on.
Well, you were telling the officer he pulled you over and you were going to get.
I'm about to go to jail, and then he says, "What do you do?" I said, "Oh, I'm a teacher, man. I go on vacation like once a year." But while he was like, "Oh, you're a teacher. My mom's was a teacher." Oh, okay. Hey, man,
you lucky man.
I'm gonna knock you down here. You're going, putting you on down for 9. You're going 9 over. Hey, man, be careful. Just slow it down up here, brother. I mean, I think we fist bumped.
Are you cool around cops? Like when you get pulled over?
Oh man,
that is the key.
I'm the coolest around them. Like
that is the key. If you can be cool, you'll have a cool interaction. I'm not. I'm not, and I've learned. My brother-in-law is a police officer, and so he's taught me some tips.
Yeah.
You know, put your hands on the wheel. You know, roll down the window. You know, and just chill. But I have noticed, like, I've been around different people. Like, I was around our boy Billy Buttry, and he got pulled over, and he's just a charming guy. Just a charming. He's got away with people, and he did it to the police officer, and he charmed them. And I would have gotten 5 tickets if that was me in the street. Let go with a warning. Let go with a warning. Just you know.
And the police officer probably got his phone number too. I was like, "You're hot. You're hot."
Billy. Oh man,
his hand when he shook his hand. Yeah,
he lingered on it a little bit.
Oh man, Billy the Linger. That guy was a smooth. I watched him operate one time. There was a girl at a club, and this is in his before married days. He's a married man now, father, great guy, but he was the smoothest operator for a guy who's not a good looking. There's guys who are just 6'3", good looking studs. They don't have to do anything. They just show up. They're just like, "Hey, how you doing?" It's me. And then girls coming. This guy was like a 5'8" little tiny little man.
I wouldn't say he was that. Well, you think he's
taller than me? I'm 5'9". Is he taller than me?
I don't know.
I don't think
he's around your height, but he was athletic. Like
he's not a guy you see and you go, "That's the guy right here who's the smoothest cat in here." That's not the coolest guy. You just don't see it. You see him, he looks like a nice guy. He's a very unassuming guy. He put the moves on this lady as this girl, and he didn't do what everybody else was doing. Everybody else was like fawning over her and stuff. He just treated her the way that you would want anybody to be treated, and he humanized her instead of pedestaling her. She liked it. It worked. You know what I mean? And I loved it. He wasn't like disrespectful at all, but he was smooth. He was smooth, and I was like, "How's Billy going to treat this girl?" And she liked him right away. She liked him, and now they got 3 kids. So we don't get no.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe his dad was a police officer. I just know that if his
brother is,
his brother is. Yeah, I just know that if you can be cool, it goes a long way because they're just used to dealing with just
madness.
Coolness, right? Madness. So if I get personally terrified. My blood pressure is up here. I'm just like, I remember one time when I was at the beach. This was when I was like 20, and it was that part of Ocean City where you're going, between the end of like Fenwick into Bethany, and that's like a speed trap zone. It's exactly like your street. They do weird little things with the signs and
to get your money so they can get you.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. You're coming into Delaware. You don't pay state taxes in Delaware, but you will get a ticket in Delaware. And homeboy got me, and I think I don't remember if I got a ticket or not because it was so close. I saw it like in time, but anyway, he pulled me over because it was like erratic or whatever, like my move, and totally sober, totally
Was I with?
normal.
I feel like I was
Nope,
with.
I was by myself. I was
Right.
by myself. I was alone. I was
Mm.
alone, and I had to deal with this officer, and there was no reason to be nervous. Like I said, I wasn't speeding. Like I got out of it, because I slowed down in enough time, but it was like weird. And so he pulled me over for being a weirdo. And then so he gets to the car and I have nothing. There's no drugs. There's no nothing. There's no reason to be.
Don't have any drugs, guns, or
No,
not.
there's nothing. No, there's no knives. There's no drugs. There's no. I am so scared. I'm shaking to go get my ID out of the glove compartment, and he's like, "What's wrong with you, son?" I'm like, "I don't know, sir. Here's my thing. Like, let's just get this over with. Whatever's gonna happen here." So, I don't think anything happened though.
No, I've been there with you when you got pulled over. Or maybe my mind is conflating the story of you telling me about when you were pulled over right when we were driving down that road. I think it's Route 1, and and you were just like, "Oh, I got to slow down here" because of what happened the last time that you were here. No, that's cool. Well, this has been a fun show. If you didn't catch the focus of the show, it's been about nothing. This is our second show about nothing. Not that there's nothing going on right now, but it is the doldrums of end of May, beginning of June. We need training camp to start. Aaron Rodgers is still at a stalemate. Nothing's really happened with Aaron Rodgers. Deshaun Watson still kind of waiting to see what happens with the NFL, and then nothing's happened with Julio. So if any of those three, those are the big three summer stories. Any of those three break, don't worry. We'll be all over them. Next week, I'm sure we'll come back with some football. But we always, no matter what we do on the show, we always end it with 3 tweets. That's the staple of the show.
I wanted to talk aliens. I don't know. I really want to talk aliens.
We'll get
Sooner
there.
or later, I have a crazy. It's not that crazy, but I have a good alien story to tell you. I can't tell you now.
Okay.
Because it has to be on the show.
It has to. Okay. Well, and here's the thing. I do also maybe want to get resident alien denier Eric Belair to see if maybe he can pop on for a little bit when we do that, because he doesn't believe in aliens. So I need somebody to yin your yang, or I'll just be an alien truther with you. And then I need a balanced approach here. I can't be Fox News or CNN or whatever. I need 2 unbiased or 2 biased. I need 2 biases to go against me, and I need to get all hit up by the biases. So I'm ready. I'm going to start the 3 tweets today, and I don't. Sometimes we kind of go on 3 tweets for hilarity or whatever. Today I am doing a shout out here. This is my friend Cooter Doodle, as you know. I'm going to pause her here real quick. Let's see if I can get her to.
I know I'm not.
There we go. So Cooter Doodle, who is one of our favorites over here on the Fantasy Millionaire Show. She is the other side of, we love Denny, and then we love Cooter Doodle. Those are kind of the 2 FF Twitter personalities we always kind of gravitate to on the show. She was followed last Friday by Matthew Berry. Shout out the OG over at ESPN himself. Matthew Berry followed Cooter Doodle, and not just that, but he encouraged people to follow her. So here is his Matthew Berry tweet. It says, "Follow Friday. In a crowded Twitter sphere, it is hard to stand out with original, smart, funny, and interesting content. Cooter Doodle does that all the time. Follow her." And I agree 100% with Matthew Berry. This is Cooter Doodle's response video to Matthew Berry's announcement, and it's as Cooter Doodle as it could be. And so I want us to jump in and take a look. So here we go. Let me get this all set up. We got it ready to go. All right, this is Cooter Doodle.
I know I'm not always serious on this app, but first of all, thank you for the Matthew Berry shout out. It's humbling. But more than that, like after a long year, it's nice to just have so many nice people say so many nice things about me. So I just want to thank you guys. Shout out. And, I don't know. Thanks for being so kind.
She's hilarious.
Yeah.
I know I'm not always.
For everybody not watching who's listening to it on the podcast, she is in her living room, or actually she's outside. She's outside. She took a cigar out. She cut it in half with the cigar cutter instead of just chopping the end off. and then she's lighting it backwards. So quintessential Cooter-Doodle, more of not a funny video, but an homage to Cooter-Doodle, and congrats to her on a Matthew Berry follow. I know Bo McBigtime is very much in the running for one of those one day. So hopefully we can do the same thing with Bo one day as a Matthew Berry follow. So let me jump down to yours.
All right. Mine's a lot less heartfelt. This is mine. It's a little bit different. This is by Rob Delaney. The tweet says, I should be allowed to piss wherever.
To just piss wherever.
To just piss wherever. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like the logic as a boy, like that I lived that as a boy until one time I was peeing in my neighbor's yard, who happened to be a nice elderly nice lady, really nice lady. I was peeing in the bushes, in her bushes, with Chris Mutimer, who's our friend and our lawyer. Now you guys can check him out over at DC Defender on Twitter. So we're probably, I don't know, 7 or 8. We're peeing in her bushes. She sees us. She calls my mom and she yells at my mom. So my mom comes out while we're peeing in the bushes, and she was watching us like hawks. So she was like, what are these two kids doing in my yard? Oh my God, they're probably going to piss. They're going to piss in my yard. So she was ready. Call my mom. My mom was out there before we could shake it off, and we were getting yelled at. So I'm vibing with this Rob Delaney tweet. The inner child of Scott really can attest to the.
Yeah, I don't know if he's joking or not, but I feel him if he's not joking, and I feel him if he is joking. It's a funny joke, and it's also makes a lot of sense to me too as a man. I kind of do, I mean, you saw how it goes with my 4-year-old. If we're out in public somewhere too, we're not headed to a bathroom. We're finding ourselves a nice bush and taking care of business. So
yeah. I've done that on the side of the road before with my children, and they're girls. So who do you think wins this week? I don't know. We got a heartfelt versus a funny one. What are you thinking here, my friend?
It's a tough call. You call it, buddy. If you've got a good one, I've got a decent one. I
think I've got a good one. I think I've got it. Okay, we can do them both. You know what I mean? Like,
all right, we'll do them both.
Okay,
we'll have 4 tweets. Bonus tweet this week.
So my tweet this week is by Denny Carter. So he is subtweeting himself here. He's taking a picture out of an old tweet that he did, and here's what the tweet says. It says, typical QB tweet. I love my teammates. God is good. RB tweet. Keep grinding. Tight end tweet. Derp. Right? It's great. Wide receiver tweet. The enemy speaks kindly and holds a knife. So just, wide receivers are another breed. I think Denny has picked up on that. So he quotes tweets himself, an old tweet, and this is from 2017. So this is 2017. This is 4 years ago when he tweeted this out originally. So he's subtweeting himself from 5 years ago or 4 years ago, which I love. And then on top of it, or underneath of it, he's got AJ Brown's current tweet where it says, "Do me wrong, trust me, it's over with." And so
I know it's perfect.
It's perfect. It's so perfect. It is the exact tweet. The enemy speaks kindly and holds a knife. There's something about the insecurity that wide receivers possess that causes them to make demonstrative statements, me against you, against the world, against the DB, whatever it is. And Denny has nailed it again. So you're just really an homage again to another person who I think is crushing it here on Twitter. So more Cooter love, more Denny love. How I
throw me the damn ball.
Give me the damn ball.
Okay. Well, speaking of AJ Brown, here comes mine.
Oh, this is great. This is perfect.
Have you seen this?
I have, but we're going to watch it now. So
been released yet.
So set this up a little bit for folks who are.
This is the quest to get Julio Jones. This is actually AJ Brown who made a TikTok video, trying to compel him to join up with the Tennessee Titans, and it's just cool. It's a cool video.
It's perfect. So as his backdrop, he has put an image he has created, or it's been created, with Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill is in it. Mm-hmm. He's kind of in the foreground. In the background, you have the triumvirate of Julio Jones in the middle, and then flanking him on both sides, the man beast, Derrick Henry, and then AJ Brown himself. AJ Brown, though, is in front of the video wearing a Julio jersey with a taped number 8 on it because I guess his number is 11 for the Titans, and he's letting Julio know if he comes to the Titans,
Yeah,
he has to wear number 8 as well. So
he's already said that. He said he'll give up his number.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. He's going to go to 8, and Julio can have 11. I love it, man. I think it's dope. He's willing to trade his number and just do this video. So let's get this going because it is perfect.
Haven't even been released yet. Okay, I'm gonna sell you on some things right here. Listen to me closely. You have Tannehill here, Mr. Finger Roll himself. Every time, Eric Hill. Listen, he does what he needs to be done. Like, he's a leader. He's a great passer. He's it. Anyway, next, him behind me, superhuman. We don't even have to discuss him. He speaks for himself. Look how mean he look in the picture. Like, okay. Then me, I'm up and coming. Pro Bowl year 2, not a big deal, kind of a big deal, but not really. Okay, scratch that. Anyway, whatever. You, the GOAT of our era, of our receivers. Help me, help you. Come home, Julio. Come home.
I think
awesome.
I think it's perfect.
I would love it.
I'm a huge AJ Brown fan, truther.
Me too.
Listen. You say you love somebody, right? And then when it really comes down to it, you speak with your draft picks. And last year, I'll be honest with you, I'll confess my sins here on the show. I pumped Calvin Ridley pretty hard, and I do believe in him. I got greedy though last year in our league draft. I was drafting 11th. I thought I could double dip. I thought I could get AJ Brown at 3 and then swing back around and get Calvin Ridley. I didn't think he was going to be picked by Josh Thompson in our BFFs league. So last year I didn't even have Calvin Ridley on my main league of record or main team because I had AJ Brown on my team. So I love AJ.
If you go back and listen to Fantasy Millionaires last year, you'll hear Scotty Stacks and Mikey Cash arguing about where AJ Brown should go, and Mikey Cash had him higher. So check the videotape on that one.
So what we're saying is you're going to need to get this PDF of the Fantasy Millionaires when it drops, because not only do you have good content from me, you got great content from my boy Mike Cash Collins, because he was on the AJ Brown last year. He knew. I think that's perfect, man. This is a great show. I love this show. This is one of my favorite shows for not it being about anything specifically.
I wish we talked about aliens, but whatever.
Well, I mean, Pacifically is where a lot of those aliens seem to be spotted. So,
yeah, I know.
Which is pretty cool. If you haven't looked at the globe lately, just take a look at the globe. The back half of the globe is just water. Aliens. It's
aliens, bro. We'll
aliens.
Talk about them sooner or later. We have to. Well, this was just a tease. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back next week. It will be June. We've got about a month until July. I think our PDF, I think we're shooting for around August, the 1st of August. We can drop it, and that way, maybe a little bit before that, so then we can kind of get into it on the show. And we're going to argue back and forth. And the way that we're going to be doing this too is it's going to be a PDF, but I'm working on making it so that it's an adjustable rankings, so that if somebody gets hurt during the year, you're not going to be going, oh my goodness, so we're going to also kind of transition it hopefully into like weekly rankings as well. So there's a lot of stuff coming down the pike, and we're really excited about this year over at the FF Millionaires. Do follow us on Twitter at FF Millionaires. We're the Fantasy Millionaires on the World Wide Web. We're at the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. I am Nimble W Numbers. This is the Ralph Macho on Twitter. Anything else besides Underdog? Oh, Bo's Hot Sauce. Go to hotboxbatch.com. By the way, Bowman Big Time today, he had on Field Yates on his I was going to say that. There you go. Check out Bo's podcast with Field Yates.
Please do. David Mendelson's on there, Steffi Smalls as well, a bunch of amazing people that we love. And go celebrate like Field did. Field got himself some of this. So did all of the different guests who've been on my Hot Box show or my FF Hot Stove show. We've transitioned into giving them the Hot Box. So please do check out this stuff. It is gold for hot sauce. I think that's it, man. I think that's it. Check us out on the Underdog Streets. We'll be doing a best ball drafts, codename Nimble. Here's what's crazy. If you put in $10, you can get a free $25. And then you can just use that. So you give $35 to go make more money on. I love it. I wish I could sign up every day.
It works.
It works.
It works.
It's perfect. Please do sign up. Use code name Nimble. We'll be playing all best ball season long. And then in the fall, there's going to be some great pick'em games, some great rivals games for NFL. We're going to be covering all that. It's going to be awesome. So please do go get yourself Underdog Fantasied all up. I think that's it, man. I think the show is perfect. I think we're going to wrap it up here.
Sounds good, brother.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. I do have to make sure I turn the volume up because that's one thing I always make a mistake. Let me see if I can get us out.
No worries. Peace and love, everybody.
The Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Seituha Karate. Located at 28 Cold Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu Karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stock, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value and market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit them online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.